Hi, everyone. Hope you've had a wonderful Sunday. So, my name's Sharon Gleeson. I'm an Executive Regional Vice President with Arbonne. And this afternoon, I just wanted to give you a bit of an overview of Arbonne's 30 Days to Healthy Living and Beyond program. So, you might have just done the program. You might have been invited by a friend who's just done the program or a family member who's loving it. And we just invited them to get you to jump on a call and see if you might like to enjoy some of the benefits that they've actually had of doing the program. So really the purpose of this call is just to give you a little bit of an insight into what's involved in the program. You might have already heard a little bit from the person who invited you onto this call, just so that you can see whether it might be a fit for you. So if you are someone who might be looking to have less bloat, more energy, maybe reduce cravings. You might be that person who, like me before I did this program, in the afternoon, I would be at 3 o'clock, I'd be looking for something to get me through the afternoon, whether it was a sweet fix or a coffee. And this program really helps to balance out our blood sugar, so we're not getting those cravings and then the crash. It might be that, you're looking to improve sleep, or you might love to have beautiful, healthy hair, skin, and nails. You might want to lose a few unwanted kilos. The winter has been long and cold in Perth, if you're in Perth. And it might be that you realize that perhaps the clothes aren't fitting quite as well as you might like, or you notice that we're having to actually start to wear less clothes, and some of those things you might not feel so comfortable about. The other really big thing is looking at our eating habits and just getting into a really good pattern with how we eat and snacking and so on. And it might also be that you might be wanting to feel happier, because believe it or not, what's going on inside can actually affect our mental health as well. Our gut is actually the center for everything. So these are some of the things that our clients have to say about the program, and some of the improvements that they've actually made from being a part of this over the last couple of weeks. So if any of these sound like you, listen in. Okay, so a little bit about the program. So I just want to really make sure you understand how the program works and how it might be different to other things that you might have perhaps tried before or heard about before. So what most people tell us they love the most about this program is it's a very easy way to approach everyday nutrition that's really going to help you feel amazing and be able to live better. So it's not a deprivation thing where you're starving or you've got all these rules and restrictions. It's actually really simple. You can still enjoy going out, going to other people's homes for meals and things, because there are a set of principles that we apply. The big focus is on eating clean, whole foods, but we do supplement with nutritional products, which I'll talk to you about. And the idea of that is just to make sure that your body is getting all the nutrients that it needs to be able to do all the things that you want to do every single day. It's also helping you to learn how to make healthier choices. And it doesn't matter what your lifestyle is or your starting point. I know for me, when I started this program, I was already really healthy, really into my fitness. I probably was, I was a bit of a lunch skipper, and I was relying a bit too much on coffee. So it doesn't matter where you're at in your journey, then you can absolutely join this program and learn some new things. And the other thing is that the focus is on creating healthy habits and sustainable change. So it's not like one of those programs where you go and do it for 30 days or 6 weeks or 8 weeks, and you get to the end and you go, oh my gosh, thank goodness, I can go back to normal life. The whole idea about this is to actually create some new habits that you can sustain going forward. Okay, so what this program is not, it is not a rapid weight loss program at all. It's important that, as I said, it is sustainable. It's not pushing your body to unhealthy or unrealistic limits. It's not deprivation or one of those liquid-only detoxes, and it certainly is not one size fits all. And that's why it's really important that, if there's something that I talk about tonight that resonates with you, it's really, really important that you go back to the person that invited you to the call, because we all live different lifestyles these days. Like, where you're starting, what your lifestyle is. We get so many people, for example, on this program who might be FIFO workers, or, might be on the road all the time. We need to help you to fit this program in to you. We might have people that do heaps of exercise, or some that are doing none. And we need to be able to make sure that we tailor the program so it's going to fit you and your lifestyle, so that it will really make sure that you achieve your goals from the program. So what the program will do, and it's a lifestyle program, it's a healthy living program. It's going to help reprogram your body to more effectively move toxins. And that's really, really important because toxins are actually held in fat cells. Our body's really smart. We've got toxins coming into our body every single day through the foods that we eat, through the environment, through what we put on our skin. And our body will actually wrap those toxins up in fat cells to protect our major organs. So if we can actually get rid of toxins, it's going to help us to maintain, a healthy body weight, which is key. It's also going to increase the effectiveness of your elimination organs, so your gut, your bowel, liver, and kidneys, which is really important. A lot of people who have tried different things in the past, whether it might be some sort of a fasting program or a weight loss program, every time you do something like that, it actually affects your metabolic engine. And so what this program does is it's going to try and reset that so that you do get your metabolism, really humming so that it is working effectively. It will help with reducing food cravings. I know for me, when I did this program, that was the biggest thing that I noticed, was that I just stopped having the cravings for sugar, which was fantastic. It will really help renew unhealthy skin. Honestly, one of the things that I find always fascinating about this program is after about 3 weeks, you can really notice a difference in people's skin, and also their eyes, just because they're getting those nutrients, getting rid of those toxins. It's actually amazing what you see on the outside as a result of what's going on the inside. It is about creating new daily habits, and it's going to help reveal foods that are sabotaging your health. So often what happens is that after the program, people start to reintroduce some of the foods that we might have cut down or cut out. Sometimes when we reintroduce those foods, we actually start to realize that the effect that they have, it might cause uncomfortableness or different things. So it will help you to see if there is anything that's actually affecting your health. Hey, Leah, thanks for jumping on. I can see you're on Facebook there, so thanks for joining me. All righty. So the whole idea of the 30 days, so it is called 30 Days to Healthy Living and Beyond, is that we want to create a sustainable approach. As I've said, you'll probably get sick of hearing me say that word, but what we want to do in these first 30 days is reset your body. Now, some people will come in and they say, yep, look, I can do this 100%. If you're one of those people, fantastic. But for some people, they might not feel ready to do that. And that's okay. Like, we will meet you where you're at. But the whole purpose of this first 30 days and the reset is creating a healthy gut and healthy elimination organs. Our gut is our second brain. 75% of our immune system stems from our gut. So if our gut is not healthy, you might find, like I know for me, even though I was healthy, I probably wasn't actually getting enough nutrients. I used to find I'd get 4 or 5 colds a year. Every time my kids got sick, I would get sick. I've been following this program now for the last 4.5 years, and I just don't get sick. Just recently, my daughter had a cold. I had to drive to school every day. I didn't get sick. And I truly believe it's because I follow this protocol. I live 80-20. 80% of the time, I'm using the nutritional products and following the principles of the program. And the other 20% of the time, I am enjoying, a meal out, a glass of wine, pizza with my family, and so on. The other thing with our gut is that in the lining of our gut are 2 really important hormones that are responsible for our mental health. So serotonin, which is the one of the hormones that's responsible for our mood and happiness, is 90% of that's actually held in the lining of our gut, and 50% of our dopamine is produced in our gut. So if our gut is out, it can actually really affect our mental health as well. So people often will say, I can remember actually saying to a lady that was doing the program, I said, and asked her how she was feeling, and she said, this is going to sound really weird. She said, but I actually feel happier. And I said to her, it's not weird at all. It's actually because we've got your gut, healthier, that all those great hormones are now, working more effectively. It's going to help with balancing your blood sugar and your blood pH. We won't go into that too much, but it will just help to ease those cravings so that you're not having the peaks and the troughs, that you might have that a little bit more balanced. Big one we're going to do is really focus on increasing your nutrient intake. So even if you are someone who's already eating a really healthy diet, because some of the nutritional products that we include are so packed with nutrients, you will find, in fact, I've got a lady who's just started on the current program, and she was a bit worried that she might be hungry. And she said, I cannot believe that I'm not hungry. I'm not feeling like I need to snack. I feel really satisfied. And it's purely because she's getting all the nutrients from, the foods that she's putting into her body. Whereas often we can be, eating foods like toast or, cereal for breakfast, which might fill us up, but it's not really necessarily packed with nutrients. So we're going to increase your nutrient intake. We're going to reduce that toxic load. Now, our body is designed to be able to process toxins. But what happens often is that we're putting so many toxins into our body that our body wasn't designed to deal with, that it can actually end up causing us to feel sluggish. So that's our body, trying to churn through, get rid of those toxins, and it can really slow us down. So we're going to help get rid of some of those toxins. And again, one of the biggest things people find after the first week is that they have a lot more energy. It's going to help with rebalancing those hormones that we talked about in the gut and reset our metabolism. So honestly, this program is super simple. There's really 3 things that we focus on. And I don't want you to freak out when I say this, so just hear me out. So what we try to do is eliminate or cut down, depending on where you're at, the foods that we know cause inflammation in the body, because inflammation is the root cause of disease. So those are things like processed foods, sugars, your unhealthy fats, coffee, alcohol, gluten, and dairy. Don't hang up, don't stop, because as I said, it's cut down or cut out. Now, again, one of my clients, the client I was just referring to, said, I love my coffee. And I said, that's okay. I said, would you be open to trying for the first 3, 4, 5 days, just seeing how you go without coffee and having a fizz stick instead? And if you can't cope, then that's fine. But would you at least be willing to try? So what we're trying to do is get you to try a few things. You might think, I can't go without dairy or gluten or coffee or alcohol, whatever it is. But it's actually really empowering if you can be in charge. I was like that. I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way I can go without coffee. But I actually found it really empowering to actually go, do you know what? Like, I'm the boss of coffee. Coffee's not the boss of me. So again, we'll work with you to figure out what's realistic for you, because what we don't want is for you to try and, if you're doing all of those things on the daily, to say you can't have any of that stuff, and then 3 days into the program, you're, having a binge because we've, asked you to try and do too much. So we will talk to you about where you're at, because this is about progress, not perfection. So we want to make sure that this is something that's realistic and sustainable for you. So the second thing is eating clean whole food meals and snacks, which we're going to give you heaps of recipes and snack ideas. So and they taste delicious, because I'm someone who really likes my food to taste good. So I didn't want to be having to have really boring things like steamed vegetables. I like my food to be really flavoursome, and the recipes are amazing. And we're going to incorporate premium nutritional products every day, which all have a certain job to do. So these products are all designed to work together to help you get those results that I talked about earlier. Okay, so just really, really quickly, Arbonne, for those of you who aren't familiar with Arbonne. So Arbonne's actually been around for 41 years. It is a Swiss company, and our products are all formulated with premium ingredients. So everything is vegan certified. So our certifications actually put us higher than certified organic because of our testing processes. There's no gluten in any of our products, no dairy, no soy, no whey, basically no nasties, nothing artificial. So it's just basically like pure whole foods, all crushed down. And what I love about it is, because our body doesn't have to work really hard to break all these things down, like when I put the greens in, it's such a fine powder. I'm like, it's getting absorbed straight into my bloodstream. So that's the idea of using, because I must admit, I was a bit like, what do we need supplements? We should be able to get what we need from food. But the fact that our gut doesn't have to work really hard to break down, for example, traditional sources of protein, it means that our body can absorb them really, really easily. And that's why people will notice a big increase in their energy levels, really quite quickly. So it's the stuff that your body needs. As I said, even if you're eating a healthy diet, a lot of the foods that we eat these days, they just don't have the same nutrient value that they did, 20, 30 years ago, because we just plant over and over and over in the same soils. We spray foods to ripen them and leave them in cold storage. And so the nutrient values really decrease. So this is really great as a top up, even if you're eating a healthy diet. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about the different products that we include as part of the program. So the first is our protein shake mix, which is, kind of part of the heart of the program. And again, actually, it's interesting. I was talking to my daughter this morning. She's actually studying. She's doing a little project they have to do at uni, and she said they've got an app and they have to track everything that they're eating. And she said, I actually didn't realize how hard it was to get protein into your diet every day. And it's interesting. I've noticed she's 19, so she, organizes her own breakfast, and I've noticed that she's actually using the protein a lot more because she's finding it such a convenient way to actually get in a really good source of vegan protein. So it is vegan protein. So pea, brown rice, and cranberry. What's different than our protein compared to other proteins on the market is that there's 20 other vitamins and minerals that are in there, and they're all paired up so that your body absorbs them. So, for example, iron needs vitamin C for your body to actually be able to absorb it. So Arbonne's taken all the hard work out and really put a lot of thought in about how those different ingredients are matched so that your body absorbs them. Otherwise, you could be having, different vitamins and minerals, but if you're not absorbing them, you're just, excreting them. So, for example, like the chocolate protein actually has 43% of your daily iron requirement. So, a lot of the times, people go to the pharmacy and they'll get an iron supplement, whereas they could just be, increasing their iron intake by, through a protein smoothie. It's really great for lean muscle development. So, if that's something that's important to you, that's great. And the other thing about protein is, protein really helps with stabilizing your blood sugars. And so if you can be getting some protein into your breakfast, and look, most people I talk to don't, have a lot of protein with their breakfast, it does really help you feel fuller throughout the day, and it does help with stabilizing those blood sugars as well. So there's chocolate, vanilla, and actually coffee as well. And we have 2 scoops of that protein 1 to 2 times a day, but we don't just mix it up with water. We add and I'll talk about the healthy plate in a minute, but we add other things to it. So we add some berries, we add maybe some spinach or other vegetables into that, and a healthy fat, so that we're actually making it into a full meal. It's not just like a meal replacement. We're actually using the protein to create what we call a hormonally balanced meal. The other thing is our Be Well Superfood greens, which has got 36 different fruits and veggies. What I love about this is it's got all the different colours of the rainbow. So if you're someone who tends to eat, lots of greens and oranges, and you're not getting a lot of the reds, blues, and yellows and purples, again, that's done for you. And we actually need the phytonutrients from all of those different colours of the spectrum. So there's lots of amazing things in this, and I truly believe that this has been one of the things that's helped me to really build my immune system. Okay, the gut health, digestion and microbiome support is an incredible product. So this is going to basically flood your gut with lots of really amazing pre and probiotics and digestive enzymes. Now, what they do, digestive enzymes, they actually make sure that you are getting, all the nutrients from your food. So from everything else that you're eating, it's going to help to actually break down and make sure that you can absorb what's coming in from other sources of food. And it's also going to help, if you've got any issues with gas or bloating, it really helps with that as well. So really, really important product for gut health. And then we also have our gut health fibre support. Again, we'll chat to you about whether this is suitable for you or not. I personally love it. It's actually got 2 different types of fibre, which are really important. So it's actually got what we call insoluble fibre. And I always think the easiest way to explain this is when we talked before about toxins and fat cells. Pretty much what this does is this fibre goes through, it helps to pick up all those toxins that are in our body and get rid of them. It's like a sponge or a magnet that those toxins can attach to actually leave our body. And the soluble part of the fibre, it helps you to feel full, but it also helps with balancing your blood sugar as well. And look, that fibre can be added into your smoothie, and so can the greens. So it's really, really simple to have these products. Now, any coffee lovers, this was me. Energy Fizz sticks are absolutely your go-to. So these are absolutely awesome. These really help to increase your energy levels. Really, really good for promoting alertness and also cognitive performance. So these are great for, pilots or FIFO workers or anyone who does night shift, or busy mums who haven't had enough sleep, as a really great pick-me-up. I have mine in the morning at about 10:30 and often at about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just a really great alternative to coffee, or if you're someone who's on energy drinks and soft drinks with, lots of sugar and so on, and often artificial ingredients. These are such a healthy pick-me-up, and lots of great flavours as well. And then we've got our Cleantox Herbal Tea. This is really good also for helping with that detoxification process. So it's got, I personally am not a huge fan of many herbal teas, but I do love this tea. It's a really nice blend of peppermint, which is really soothing on the gut, dandelion, which helps detoxify. And it's also got fennel, elderflower, parsley, and licorice. It actually really tastes delicious. And the last product, so we use this one in the 3rd week of the program. So we get people, doing a bit of gentle detoxing first, is our Cleantox Gentle Cleanse. And what we do is we mix this up with a litre of water. It's a really beautiful ginger lemony drink, and you just sip that throughout the day, and that's going to really help with cleansing out our gastrointestinal tract. Basically starts from the top, works down. It just helps pick up sludge and undigested food and and really give you a gentle clean out. So it's going to, again, help with getting rid of those toxins, and it really also helps to soothe your digestive tract as well. So that is an absolutely incredible product. Okay, so you probably can't read a lot of that, but pretty much what a typical day might look like is you might get up in the morning and have a cup of tea. If not, that's totally fine. You can have your gut health product, which is really important to try and have that half an hour before breakfast. Then you might have a smoothie, and you might put your protein, your greens, your daily fibre boost. You might put a handful of berries, some spinach, some almond milk or crushed ice and water, and there's your breakfast. Mid-morning, you can have an energy fizz stick, and then you'll have either a healthy lunch, or you could have another smoothie or a smoothie bowl for lunch if you'd like to. You can have a snack in the afternoon if you need it. With snacking, I always say to people, snacking is not to be scheduled in. Have a snack if you need it. Like, if your body doesn't need it, then don't have it. You should really be able to go 4 to 6 hours without needing to eat any food, unless you're doing lots of exercise. And then what we try to do is really get you to focus on filling your plate. So half of your plate with non-starchy vegetables, a quarter of your plate your lean protein, and then the other quarter of your plate made up with 1/8 your healthy carbs, so things like brown rice, quinoa, sweet potato, and then an 1/8 of healthy fats, because it is really important that we do have our protein, our carbs, and our fats, because these are all important for our body. Carbs is the first thing that your body is going to burn. They're going to give us immediate energy. Protein will burn a bit slower. That's so important for everything. It's like the building blocks for our blood, our muscles, muscle growth and repair, and so on. So really important that we are getting enough protein in our diet. And we need healthy fats as well. That helps insulate our organs. It's also important for our brain health. So we need to make sure that we are having all of these in our diet. So it's very, very simple. It's not that we say you've got to weigh this, measure that. We just recommend, and you can just look at how even a meal like spaghetti bolognese can actually be reproportioned. It's often what it is the proportions of these 3 macronutrients get out of whack. We often are having 50% carbs and maybe a little bit too much protein. So we want to try and make sure that we rebalance our meals along these lines. So what's actually included in the program, we give you a healthy living support guide, which really takes you through and explains everything that you need to know. We also pop you into a closed Facebook group, so you really have the opportunity to basically get some education every single day, and also be with a community of people who are all on the same journey. And look, some people want to be in there and just get the information. Other people love to, share what they're doing, share their recipes, ask questions. It's really up to you, how much you want to participate. But a lot of people really love that, just having, a lot of people who are on the same journey. And for some people, it's also the accountability as well. So that group's going to give you lots of education and guidelines for making healthier food choices. There are recipes. For those of you who like structure, we actually do have weekly meal plans where you can follow the meal plan if you'd like to, and there's shopping lists and so on that go with that. I'm personally someone who likes flexibility. I'll decide what I want to have and what my family would enjoy. So we give you a recipe book with 150 recipes that if you just cook those recipes, they're all on the same lines. Or you might even find that a lot of recipes that you make, you can actually just, tweak those to make sure that they kind of go with the principles of the program. And accountability and support, I think, is a big one. Often, we have great intentions around what we're wanting to do with our health, but sometimes we just need someone there who's going to hold us accountable, who's going to be there to say, come on, we can do this, to answer your questions, to check in and see how you're going. And that's what we'll make sure that we do, is you will have regular contact with a coach who will be checking in and just making sure that everything is going on track. So I might just leave it there. There are some testimonials, but I might just leave those for the person who invited you onto the call to share with you so that they can choose something that might be appropriate for you. So if you've got any questions, please either reach out or talk to the person who invited you onto the call. We'd love to just chat a little bit more about your health goals and see whether, it might be for you to actually jump on and join the new program and get your healthy on. So thanks so much for jumping on and having a listen. Thanks, Leah, for joining me. And there might be some other people in the group who will watch later. But enjoy the rest of your Sunday night, and we would love to see you on the next program.